well as me wrapping up several other reading videos. That my life has been insane. I'm trying to get back to making content, I swear. But I've got like 2 novels on my Kindle I need to read for a video that has been ongoing for too long. I have to finish this series. I've got books 2 and 3 now. I need to read them, and then I need to just order book 4 so I can finish that. I need to finish this book because it needs to go back to the library. This is for my horror channel. I haven't even done more than the intro, and I'm rereading the American Girl series. Just like personally, I've really talked much about it on social media, but I need to read these. Yeah, I did grab one. So that's what we're doing today. I'm just gonna get through these and I'll update this video as well as the others as we go, because I have a week to finish all the books I signed up for the TBR takeover. The last 2 months of my life have been utter chaos within my family. People in and out of the hospital, people getting hurt and sick, and all of that has been just up in arms over the last 2 months. So I need to finish this book, which I'm 50-something% through, and then read the second one. That's not happening today. I just need to finish the first book. This series, I started the first one. I read the first book. I vlogged reading the first book. This is the second book. These books are amazing and fantastic. I've been trying to hunt down the rest of the series to complete it, but I got the third book from the library, and it doesn't have to go back super soon or anything, but I'm in the middle of it and I just want to complete it or DNF it. It's time. I've been trying to read it for almost a month, so it just needs to be done. Is one that I'm doing again for a reading series that I'm doing on my paranormal / horror channel, where I'm just reading horror books and talking about them, just, you know, book vlogging. And I started this one again in 2021. It's been a rough year. So okay, so I finished A Part of Your Nightmare. 2 things. Kind of cliche. This book is very cliche. Like, the end message is that all this terrible stuff happened to her because she littered. It's very after school special. If you have sex, you'll get a disease, and pregnant, and die. It's very, very that vibes. Like, not necessarily in a bad way, but the impact wasn't what I was expecting. However, I do like children's like / middle grade books ending with like an ambiguous ending or a not happy ending or a not perfectly resolved ending. I think that's super important, and this has that. So I am currently just finished chapter 13. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I like how they're written, and these are really good Christian novels. Yes, they're Christian. Yes, the Bible stuff is written into it, but it's written as it's a part of their life and not like forced down your throat with every aspect of their lives having to be religious in some manner. This is much more like actual human beings in the real world. I appreciate it, and it's well written and enjoyable, and I don't know how I put this down other than my life was insane. Because, yeah. I finished it. It's like 3 days later, but I finished it. This is fantastic. Dee Henderson is just, I love her stuff. I'm very tired today. I got halfway through chapter 4 and I can't. It is too, I don't know what it is, but there's something off about it. I can't place it. It's fine. There's nothing technically wrong with it. It's written well. I don't know, maybe the characters feel characterist to me. I don't know. something about it feels disconnected from reality. I look like a mess today, so this is what you're getting. But it's a few days later and I'm now on chapter 23. This book is fantastic. It's really well written. It's really interestingly paced. The chapters are interesting. They're very staggered. There have been a couple of chapters that have literally been 2 pages long. And then some of them are even up to 20. So it gives an interesting pacing that I haven't seen a lot in books, that it like builds the pacing. Because of course the dog can sense things that people can't. And I love that that is just integrated as a natural part of the story. And one of the indications that the exorcism is successful is that the doggy is flopped over on her back getting tummy scratches, and I'm just like, mwah, mwah to that one. I don't know. That was, the last chapter was mainly him coming to terms with the fact that he survived it and that he will never measure up to his father. And, yeah, I have family members, thankfully not my mom or my dad, but I have family members I will never measure up to. It doesn't matter what I do, I simply will never measure up. So I get it. But yeah. It goes pretty fast once you get into it. It's pretty fast paced, so probably the next time I will be finishing it. Like, this was written by a white man, and it's good, but one can tell it was written by a white man. Like, one can tell. However, the team does have people of color on it, and they are not written as characters. There is a black character that he's not written characterically. Some characterically things have happened, but it is not like a character of his life. One of the white characters actually has like a seedy backstory, which is, and it's like an orphan backstory. It's different than what one would expect, and like he had survived a possession before, so that's very cool. There's actually a Muslim character, or at least a character that was raised Muslim, and I rate that book 3 stars, and I would read the others in the series. It is a novel of its time, and it is a novel of its genre, and I think I said like 3 times it jumps the shark a lot, because it does. So it is like a combination of an episode of something like SEAL Team or like the A-Team with the X-Files and like Supernatural and a bunch of other stuff thrown together in a pot, and you kind of just see what happens, and it's utterly thrilling and extremely entertaining to read, but also what just happened. I got this from my library, and it needs to go back soon, so I've only gotten like 10% in. I haven't even read 2 chapters. It's fantastic though. It is incredible. But it's set in the distant future, and there's some kind of trial to become the best warriors of this culture. I don't know. So it seems like it's kind of got that vibe to it, but it's definitely not dystopian. I'm gonna be very clear on that. It's not a dystopian, but it's like that sort of vibe. So sort of fantasy, sci-fi-ish, and it's fantastic. Again, I've read a chapter and it's incredible. But I don't know how dark this is gonna get, because this is an adult novel, and sometimes even like the fantasy or the sci-fi can surprise you in adult novels, and it can get dark in the middle. So I have these as backups that I also need to read this month in case these 2 books together are too dark for me. Okay, I haven't updated you guys because I am on chapter 12. Yeah, this is all I've been doing all day. This is incredible. Oh my god. This is incredible. So I finished it. The only thing I did today was read Blood Trials. It's so good. I can't even, like, underemphasize how good it is. And like, it's book 1 in a duology, and it came out literally 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I don't know, in April. And I don't know how long it's gonna be before the second book comes out. I want to read the second book right now. So it's a like sci-fi fantasy kind of spiel. It's fantastic. If you don't like violence or swearing, no, not the book for you. If you can't handle descriptions of blood, definitely not the book for you. Don't even try. But it's incredible. I don't want to give too much away because, quite frankly, I think you need to walk in pretty much blind. Because there's a lot of twists and turns. I just started Once Upon a Time, and I am already on page 100, but this book starts out dark, y'all. Like, we start out in a prison with a woman who's been in prison. I finished this on vacation, actually. This is a blast. I have now started the entire series, and if you're wondering, you don't have to read them in order. They are not connected in any way. They are very, very loosely based on each other, and they're wonderful. I've read this one so far. I'm just about to start the Cinderella one, and I have read the Mulan one, which is also amazing, and I highly recommend. So yeah, I think I gave this 4 stars, maybe 4.5, but I loved it. It's really engaging. It's really good. It is darker than you expect. All of these are darker than I was expecting walking in. Not like dark, but like dark for the Disney-fied version that you're expecting getting walking into this. Parts of me doing these pieces and parts for the last couple of months. Now that I'm officially back, there will be a lot more normal, like streamlined content that I used to make. But yeah, it's been a year and I'm tired. Kind of my life's motto at this point. It has been a year and I am tired. But yeah, other than that, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I'm really glad you're here. I hope you liked this. I hope you stay and subscribe and comment something. Maybe suggest a book I might like to read out of what you've seen that I read. As you can tell, I read extremely diversely, and I read about a book a day, give or take. So I'm always welcome for recommendations. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.